This is Safe for Work, the Workopolis podcast.
Hey, I'm Sal Chalfi, and on this episode of the podcast, career fairs. That's right. It may sound dated and quaint, but there are a few recruiting techniques that have stood the test of time, like career fairs. To find out more about why your company should be using career fairs for recruiting, I'm with Shawn D'Souza, Workopolis' talent acquisition manager.
Hi, Sal.
Hi, Shawn. So you have a background in career fairs, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about your experiences?
Sure, Sal, I can. I definitely do have a strong background as a campus recruiter, and I can tell you right now, those are the best experiences of my life. Being on campus, traveling to different schools, universities, meeting different students, talking to these different talented individuals about their career aspirations and helping them guide them through careers has been really, in a way, I've learned a lot from this experience. Plus, when you get to see that same talent, you have hired from campus and then you see them move and grow within your business, within your company, I think that's a pat on the back right there. But as a recruiter, the worst feeling is losing great talent to competition. And right now, everyone around you is competition. If you lose a strong candidate to them, you're not supposed to be at these career fairs.
So given that the competition is so intense, how important would you say career fairs are now to the recruiting process, especially for small businesses?
Let me take a step back in terms of small and medium businesses. I think small and medium businesses right now do not consider hiring from campuses at all, most of them at least. There is a question about having enough resources, and incorporating a campus recruiting strategy, which they don't even think about right now. Cost can also be one of the factors that they shy away from. So small businesses tend to shy away from campus recruitment altogether. But it is really important for small, medium businesses to be present at career fairs or even at the events that schools have. It increases your brand at different school level, and also you're building a pipeline even if you're not hiring for talent. Some provinces do also offer tax credit to businesses that hire co-op students. Businesses can claim a tax credit up to 30% to up to 3,000 max. So why wouldn't you? This helps making the hire cost effective as well. So, there's some pros and cons, but I think companies, small, medium businesses should be out there looking for talent from schools. Employers participate in career fairs to develop strong brand awareness. It's the best way to get your name out there, which will encourage talent to consider your company in the future. Another benefit is it allows hiring managers, recruiters to potentially meet candidates face to face, because most of the time you're not meeting candidates on that level and personally getting to know them. So I think that's very important. You can give those strong candidates an extra attention and you can really get them on board.
Okay, so you touched on a lot of the things that companies can achieve at career fairs, but what are some real clear-cut goals that companies should go into a career fair with? Should it be more about branding, or is it really about building talent pipelines? What's a realistic goal for
I think there's a whole gamut to it, right? It's not just about branding. It's not just about hiring. I would say there's different components that make up that entire brand on campus. If you're hiring on a regular basis, yes, a lot of students will come to you. But if you're not hiring and you show up every year but you're not hiring, you're not exactly creating a brand that is more attractive to these students, right? So companies visit to hire younger talent, and that's what you need to do constantly to make sure you're building future pipelines for that sort of a recruitment process.
Okay, so you mentioned companies planning for the future when it comes to campus recruitment, but how should companies really prepare for career fairs themselves? What sort of resources and materials do they need to be successful?
So I would say best practices for campus recruitment is to be prepared well in advance. And well in advance is 2 to 3 months in advance. Schools, colleges, they already have their slots open 2 to 3 months in advance. They start reaching out to employers. Those slots get filled up pretty quickly when they reach out to you. Get a list of all the activities on campus. Work with their workshops that they have do mock interviews with the students out there. They have some roundtables that you can connect with students. Try to be part of these. These are free. Some of them can be free. So again, it's cost effective. You try to be there early as possible. Get the list from the career fairs, and probably you'll be able to utilize or leverage these different resources that they have on campus. I would say the most crucial one, I still don't get why companies don't do this, is making sure the person at the booth is personable and really enthusiastic individual. That person needs to be a great brand ambassador, or there wouldn't be any crowd talking to this individual otherwise. Companies should make sure whoever they are sending out to campuses are equipped with the ability to answer questions. Questions could be, what about your company culture makes it unique to work there? Or any news announcements about your business. You will definitely get those questions. Does your company have community involvement? Make sure you have given a brief to the person who's going down on campus to make sure they're equipped with all these answers so they can do a better job at hiring great talent at school levels.
So what is the best way for a company to decide who to send to a career fair, and who should that person be?
I think the best individuals that students enjoy talking to are the line of business. Someone who is working the same job that you're hiring for. Those guys can really share the experience as what they do on a regular basis. They can give a day in a life of what they do. So that's great. Take those individuals who, would make a difference, and students will love listening to these guys. Alumni from the same school, if you have alumni from the same school who are working within your organization, they are perfect brand ambassadors, as they have something in common to talk about with these students, right? Students love to chat with someone who's currently in this roles. So if you had interns or co-ops from these schools, just ask them, invite them to the booth if they're available, because they've probably gone back to school. Students love interacting with students and love to learn more from senior students who have already gone through that experience, and they can be the best brand ambassadors about your culture and about your company on campus.
Okay, that's a great point. So what are some of the common mistakes that companies make at career fairs?
I think the first one would be reaching late to the event.
Okay.
Right, because you do have, say, around a couple of, I think say half an hour to 45 minutes to set up. If you reach later than that, you still need time to set up. Till you're ready, you won't even find any students around there, because the competition has already scooped the best talent. So you're losing out there. Make sure you've rehearsed your setup. If you have 2 to 3 people, make sure each one knows who's doing what down there, because then you're just running around like headless chickens just to set up if you're late. So even if you're early or if you're late, make sure you've rehearsed who does what. Do not be on your phone when you're at the booth. Take a pause from those business calls. Make sure you're talking to students, as they are there to chat with you as well. If they come across your company as being not attentive, definitely they're going to go to another company. Again, things could get repetitive out there because everyone is asking you the same questions. I would say have patience and stay real. Tag team with someone on your team if you can. Take breaks when possible, because at the end of the day, you're just human. You're going to get tired and you would want to have a break. So make sure you're having someone on your team that can tag team with you, and you guys can swap and answer, and make sure you're addressing students and what they really want to learn from you during that time. Do not sit behind the desk. Try to be more involved, more interactive. And last, have proper signages on your booths. I was at one of the career fairs and they had a 2013 sign up, even though we were in 2016. So students catch on to some of these things that employers do, and that might just deviate them from applying to your company.
Some good tips. Thank you, Shawn.
Thanks, Al.
For more on this topic, please visit hiring.workopolis.com and click on resources for our latest e-guide, How to Build a Successful Campus Recruitment Strategy. You'll also find a full list of all our past e-guides and our blog for employers, which has a lot of advice on recruiting, human resources, and management. Safe for Work is produced by me, Sal Chalfi, Paige McGarry, and Madison McKee. It's executive produced by Lana Chen and Anne Valeri. Music by the band Code Pie.
You've been listening to Safe for Work, the Workopolis podcast.